लग रहा है जो
So
होमवर्क
I like it very much that the homework that we are doing,
बाबा के प्यार में समा जाओ।
that merge yourself in Baba's
जैसे आज
love.
बाबा ने मुरली में कहा ना
Like today Baba said in the Murli,
कि ज्ञान के सागर में सोख हो जाओ।
then soak yourself in the ocean of
तो कैसे
knowledge.
हर बाबा के प्यार में समाये रहें।
So how to be merged in Baba's love?
ब्रह्मा बाबा के चेहरे से लगता था
From Brahma Baba's face, we
बाबा के
felt
प्यार में समाया हुआ है।
that he is lost in the love of Father.
किसी भी तरह की परेशानी,
Any
चेहरे
kind
पे
of
कभी भी किसी तरह की टेंशन
problem
बाबा
or
के चेहरे पे नहीं
tension
दिखाई
was
देती।
not visible on Baba's face.
और मैं समझती हूँ कि उसका कारण
And
यही
I
होगा
think the reason must be
कि बाबा के प्यार में समाये रहते हैं।
that we
अच्छी बात
are
है।
lost in Baba's love. It is such a beautiful
तो अगर
thing.
हम चाहते हैं
So if we want
दूसरों को मदद करें
that we should help
तो
others,
पहले अपनी समस्याएं दूर करनी होती है।
first you have to finish your problems.
अपने मुख से जो भी किसी के प्रति निकले
Whatever through my
वो
mouth,
कार्य
if I
सफल
say
होना चाहिए।
something, their task should be successful.
तो कैसे कोई भी रुकावट है
So, how, if there is
उससे
any
पार
kind
हो
of
सकते हैं।
obstacle, how you should
और ये
overcome
कितना
it?
अच्छा है जब बाबा के अटूट लगन में
It
मग्न
says
रहते
so
हुए
beautifully over here
आगे
that
बढ़ते चलो
always continue to move forward while remaining lost in the unbroken love for the Father.
फिर कोई रोक नहीं सकता ना।
Then nobody can stop it.
लगन में मगन है
If
तो
we are
विघ्न नहीं आएंगे।
lost in Baba's love, then
इसलिए
there will be
ये
no
अटूट याद
obstacles. So, this unbroken
सर्व
remembrance will
समस्याओं
finish
को
all problems.
यह अटूट याद ही सर्व
This unbroken remembrance will finish all problems,
समाप्त कर
make
सदा
you a flying
उड़ती
bird,
कला में ले
and
जाए।
take you into the flying stage.
तो जब भी कोई ऐसा विघ्न आता है
So, if there is any
कोई
obstacle
बात
like
बड़ी
that,
होती है तो क्या
if
करना है
something is very big,
कि
so
अपने
what we
बाबा
have to
की
do?
याद में समा जाओ।
Either stay in Baba's remembrance.
अटूट याद बाबा की बस
You should
10
have
मिनट
unbroken love. Be lost in that Baba's love for 10
उसका
minutes,
रिजल्ट
15 minutes,
देखेंगे।
and you will see the
इसलिए
result.
बाप दादा सभी सर बच्चों को
Bagdada now
मेहनत से मुक्त करें।
wishes to make all the children free from laboring
दोनों में मेहनत लगेगी
and
याद
free
दिलाने
from
में भी मेहनत लगेगी
problems.
अटूट याद
Some people find it
और
laboring to
कोई
stay
संकट
in
आए
unbroken love for the Father,
और
so
लगन
that
में
there's no
मगन
other
रहे।
thought, and to
इसको
be
लगन
lost
की
in His
लगन
love.
लगती है।
Some people feel
समस्याओं
it's a
से
labor.
मुक्त चाहते हैं
So
यदि
Bagdada now
सब
wishes to make all the children
समझ
free from
सके
laboring and free from problems.
तो ये तो अभ्यास से होता होगा ना।
This will happen through
समा
practice.
जाना कोई अचानक तो नहीं होता है ना।
It doesn't happen suddenly that you
जब
are lost
बच्चे
in the love.
प्यार में समा जाएं तो बाबा कहते हैं आप
Baba says,
मास्टर मुक्ति
when you
दाता
children who are
बच्चे
master bestowers of liberation
जब
become free from
सर्व
problems,
समस्याओं से मुक्त
then
होंगे
you will be able to become.
पहले सर्व समस्याओं से
So,
मुक्त
first,
होंगे
we have to become free
तो
from
अनेक आत्माओं
problems.
को
Then you will be able to become
उद्धारक
instruments
बन
to
जाएंगे
give liberation to many other
क्योंकि
souls.
दृष्टि का वरदान और वाणी का
Because
वरदान
the
उसी को
blessings
प्राप्त
through
करता है
drishti, blessings
जो
through
मुक्त
words,
है।
will only be effective
अगर
when
खुद ही हम
that
कहीं सुख
soul
में हैं
himself is liberated.
इस
If
तरह के
we
बंधनों में बंधे हुए हैं
are in bondage of any
तो
kind,
किसी और को
even if it
मुक्ति
is
नहीं
subtle,
दिला सकते।
then we won't be able to liberate
तो
any other
बाबा हमको
souls.
चाहते
So,
हैं
Baba wants that
कि एक तो समाये रहो प्यार में
first
और
remain
अटूट
lost
याद
in love of Baba, and
और
then
लगन में मगन रहो।
you should be absorbed in Baba's love.
इसका अभ्यास अच्छा करना चाहिए।
For this, we should have good practice.
जब देखो कि कोई बात है
Then, if you
अभ्यास
see
हो
if anything
उस
is
पर फिर समय
happened,
पर वो
and if this practice is there,
अभ्यास अग्नि बन जाएगा
then
शक्ति
this
बन
at
जाएगी
the time this practice will
बड़ी
become like a
इंटरेस्टिंग
fire, like a power.
आज कल
Today's
करेंगे शुरू
topic is
कर देंगे,
interesting. We will start from
शुरू कर
today.
देंगे। क्या कि बाबा के प्यार में समा जाए
That be lost
और
in Baba's
बाबा
love,
की अटूट याद रहे,
and you should have unbroken love for Baba.
तो मेहनत से मुक्त
Then
और
you'll be liberated from laboring
समस्याओं से मुक्त हो जाएंगे।
and free from laboring and free from
ऐसे भी
problems.
स्वाभाविक होना चाहिए ना।
It should be natural.
राजयोग तो कहते हैं
Raj
सहज
Yoga, it is
राजयोग,
said, is an easy Raj Yoga.
स्वाभाविक हो।
It should be
कल
easy.
बाबा ने कहा ना, एक बाबा दूसरा न कोई,
Yesterday, Baba said, one Baba and no
जो
one
प्रेम भी
else.
बाबा से, याद
So
भी
your
बाबा
love
से,
is also with Baba, and you're
दोनों
remembering also
एक
Baba.
सीखने से
Have this
प्रयास
aim,
बढ़ता है।
have this aim,
ओम
and then your practice will increase. Om Shanti. Om Shanti. Avyak Murli revision from 1971 onwards, from 1969 onwards, speaking to heart of an angel.
अव्यक्तवाणी तारीख है 18
With Murli. It is 18 July 1971. Willpower and controlling power. First of all, check, that is, think of the contrast and then perform the action. When you do not see the contrast but continue to move carelessly, you do not have the controlling power that you should have. And with the great mantra, you will automatically have willpower. Because the great mantra is Baba's remembrance, that is, to constantly stabilize your intellect on Baba, on Baba's activities, and Baba's virtues. So, by having the great mantra in the intellect, that is, by having the connection of the intellect with the powerhouse, you will have willpower. So, you should remember both the great contrast and the great mantra, and you will easily be able to imbibe both the powers. Keep the great contrast and the great mantra in your awareness. Then use the eye of knowledge and see how much success you have. You were told what the activity of a swan is. It constantly picks out the great contrast between stones and jewels. In the same way, if you constantly remember the great contrast and then you automatically remember the great mantra, when people come to know about something elevated, they automatically step away from the things that are of less value. But by not remembering the contrast, you even forget the mantra and you are not fully able to use the weapons of knowledge successfully. So, what will you do now? Simply remember two words: be swans, and continue to do that. Do you understand? Just as you have three special relationships with Bab Dada. Although you have all relationships, there are three main ones. In the same way, throughout the whole day, you should remember your own three main forms. Just as there is childhood, young age, old age, and then death. So this cycle continues all the time. And so, throughout the entire day, which three forms should you remember so that you are easily able to have remembrance and have greater success. Just as you speak of the three forms of the Father, in the same way, what are your three forms? When you wake up in the early morning hours of nectar and stay on the pilgrimage of remembrance, or have a heart to heart conversation, what is your form at that time? That of a child and a master. When you have a heart to heart conversation, you remember the form of a child. And when you become the embodiment of experience, of pilgrimage, of remembrance, you have the form of being a master. So at Amrit Vela, you have the form of a child and master. Then what form do you have? That of a godly student life. And then the third form is that of a server. Do you continue to perform your activities whilst adopting all these three forms throughout the day? You have these three forms, and then what form do you have at night? At the end of the day, at the time of going to sleep, your stage is that of checking yourself, and as well as that, you have the stage of going beyond sound. While stabilizing yourself in that stage, you finish one day and begin the next day. So that stage should be as when you are asleep, because at that time you're not disturbed by any noise or anything. When you are in a very good sleep and you have dreams, that is a different matter. You should make your stage like this before going to sleep. Just as at the end, the sanskars that the souls take at the end become merged, and then those sanskars emerge in the same way. When you finish the day in this way, your sanskars become loving and detached. Acha, we will listen to the Murli. We'll continue the Murli tomorrow. Om Shanti.